this long. This is for you. Yeah, things aren't the same without you right here. For you we stay strong, we fight through these tears. I promise JMF your death's not in vain. Cause of you and many others we can be the change.
Say hi, guys. Let's see. Flip this. I'm having a bad hair day, so we are going on the radio in 46 seconds. Don't mind my hair. It's awful today. I'm a mess today. All right. 30 seconds. It's just me and you for a minute, Donnie. Lisa, you want to get on? You know you do. Get on. Grab a mic. What's going on, Rochester? Be the Change Radio. Nefe in the house.
Donnie.
And we got Lisa.
Hey.
She's about to get really close up to the mic and say what's up.
What's up?
We have more people coming in. They're running a little bit late, but I mean, it's Easter Sunday. We had a decent sized crew today, I think, for cleanup and outreach. Donnie, you want to do a little overview about how today went?
Well, today, just in one spot today over on Sullivan Street, it was, 300, 400?
Yeah, it was crazy. 187 behind 10 Sullivan Street and Advanced Auto.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, it was bad.
And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's not going to, I mean, we're doing a lot to be the change for that neighborhood, but it's just, the summer's just going to be really bad. That's all I got to say.
We're going to be busy this summer.
Yes, we are.
And you know, it's not getting better. Yesterday I put up a post I was following for the day. Eva's page or Eva's group, which is Rochester Area Crime and Alert on Facebook. And it notifies you of crimes and stuff that are going on through the scanner. And there were 11 overdoses in 24 hours. Now, I went to sleep kind of early, so there could have been more, but yeah, it was crazy. When Wynn left this afternoon, we were at, or no, sorry, I read that wrong. So before we left 10 Sullivan Street, and we did the field right there, there were 388 that we had picked up. Maddie, your mic's on too, buddy.
Oh.
And go get to a mic, buddy. Drum roll. We got someone in the house. You can get over there. Maddie can introduce who else is here with us today.
Well, for Easter Sunday, me and my son want to spend it together. So this is Devin. Say hello.
Devin.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so glad that he, you know, we had a talk today with Rudy, and Devin was really involved with his perspective on it from, you know, a teenager.
A youth kind of view of it.
Devin is 14, almost 15, and he's a kid out on the streets and knows what's going on in Rochester. And I brought him to be very smart on the street, and he knows what's going on.
So, Devin, you got something to say about that? Does your dad back you up on that?
Yeah. He does.
Is there a lot of people in your school that are doing that? Selling and just trying to make a living, or what's going on?
There is some people in my school that might sell drugs, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nobody using, but I'm sure there's probably family members that they know that use probably in front of them.
Yeah. Well, I got somebody at my halfway house I live at that is actually selling, and one of our residents, said no, which was awesome. And I'm glad he did. And he said that was a huge, huge thing for him to say no.
That is huge. And, when someone decides to do that, you're jeopardizing, so many other people's recovery. And that's totally unacceptable.
Yes.
I hope that this person takes that into consideration, and if they choose to do it, don't do that in that house, because that's not cool. People are dying from this, and if you're living in a sober living house or a halfway house and you're offering people drugs of any form, shame on you.
Exactly.
Like you obviously know what's up because of where you are. So for someone to be doing that, it's just completely unacceptable in my eyes.
I mean, on top of it, just the 11 overdoses in 24 hours, 7 of those overdoses were right over by where I live.
That's so crazy. Oh, it's so sad.
Epidemic's getting out of hand right now, and people need to start stepping up and understanding that this is actually real life and people are dying, and they need to start doing stuff about it. That's what I say.
I totally agree.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So today, I believe, I want to say the full amount of needles that we picked up was 611.
Yeah. Yeah, about that. Maybe even more, I think.
We picked up a bunch on a church property right on Clinton. And we have picked them up there, but I mean, on a church, like it's Easter Sunday, and we picked up 15 needles on their property.
Nope.
That's despicable.
It's sad.
It is.
So hopefully, I don't know. I hope what we're doing is making a difference. It would be great if more people would come out with us, and
especially for the walk too, April 21st.
Right. 10:30 in the morning. We have shirts ordered that we're super excited to get. And yeah, we're walking to raise awareness. This is just ripping through so many families, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of going to funerals or, having my friends post stuff about losing loved ones. One of our members actually just lost his stepbrother. So, it's just heartbreaking, and this person's in recovery, and it's so hard. It's just,
listen, I've been there. Even when my brother passed and my sister, and it was very hard for me to even understand what was going on. Like, I just couldn't deal with life at that time, so I just kept using, and just like today, I mean, I'm only close to 4 months, but it's not a lot. And what I'm saying is that, like, I broke 3 crack pipes today, and just breaking those 3 crack pipes made me feel a little bit better, but also in the back of my head was like, am I saving this reservation for something? And that's, I had to talk to you stuff about it to let you know, because I had to get it off my chest.
wait, what?
You remember when I told you about the 3 pipes I cracked?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, he really did. And he was
ding,
like,
ding.
they were, I mean, someone had to stash those.
Yeah.
And he needed to do that. Like, he needed to do that. And it's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's, it messes with your head. People think you're in recovery for this certain amount of time, or you got a year clean or 5 years clean. You're not cured. Like, you still think about it. Luckily, after a while, it does become just a thought. but it's still there.
Yeah, but that thought can
And
grow into something bigger.
definitely.
And if you don't get it off your mind, it's just going to sit there and just dwell and dwell and dwell.
It absolutely can. I mean, I had to call Karina on Thursday because, you know, something really big happened in my life, and I'm close to 2 years clean. And the first thought that occurred to me, and I never get cravings, never. The first thought that occurred to me was, I need to go get high right now. And I hated myself for it, but that was still what I wanted to do. However, I'm, you know, just far enough along in my recovery where I knew I needed to call somebody, because if I didn't, I was screwed.
And that's why
Good for you.
that's why I talked to Steph, because I was holding it in and I didn't know if I should say anything, because I was learned that, you know, you just do what you have to do, and if you got to do it by yourself, do it by yourself. But with this disease, that you can't do it by yourself. You got to have friends, you got to have family, you got to have a huge support, you got to have your sponsors, you got to have everybody you can to just try to get through this. And luckily, I got a really good sister-in-law.
I love you.
I love you too.
And you guys, I've seen you guys do it day in and day out, help people.
Yeah.
And you guys do a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I think, you know, the whole group does.
Yes.
And I think, I mean, it's changed my life. And I have to say, this started off as a selfish mission for me. But it helps me so much to help other people. And I think we all feel like that. Like, you know, we're not angels. None of us are angels. We have our crappy days where we want to be like, F the world.
Yes.
And doing this Sundays, obviously we'd like to do it more than Sundays, but we work regular jobs. It's so fulfilling. And I couldn't imagine not doing it.
Oh, it opened my eyes just to see everything that's going on now with just the opiate epidemic and everything else, because I never really shot needles, but just seeing what I saw and what I've been seeing since I've been with this organization, it's insane.
Right. So there was an article written March 29th. It says it's getting worse. Fentanyl behind latest spike in opioid overdose deaths. We've been saying this. We know this.
Right.
Overdose deaths increased by 21.5% in 2016.
That's crazy.
And now last year in Monroe County, there was 200 and something overdose deaths, I believe. Right?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
it was around that. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like this year. It's not getting better. It's definitely hard right now with the Loyola detox beds being shut down. Our county only has 24 beds.
Wait. What do you mean Loyola's detox beds are shut down?
They're in the process of moving.
Oh.
So
They're shut down
the
for-
detox is closed currently.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember because when I was going there, I knew they were moving, but I didn't think they would just shut down like a detox center. But, you know, they're going to do what they got to do, I guess.
Right. Hopefully, you know, it gets up and running soon. I don't know if people even realize that until when that closed down, it became a big issue for Rochester because a lot of people went there. And I don't know if people realized we only had 24 beds for our county. And that's ridiculous.
There should be a lot more than that.
Absolutely.
Because we'd be saving a lot more lives and putting a lot more people in the right direction and moving forward with all of them.
And you know what makes me so mad about that article is that this is getting worse, and we're still having to argue with people about the fact that this is a disease and it's happening and people are dying and we need to do something about it. And you still read those comments and those posts and hear people say, like, don't spend money on the junkies and don't do anything to help them. And Narcan is a waste of our government resources. And it's just so, like, how can you say that someone's life is worth nothing?
Exactly.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard for people that want to get clean, because some people just don't want to get clean. They just want to keep using and using. So, I mean, it's hard for the people that don't want to get clean, and it is especially hard for the people that do want to get clean because they have nobody to help them.
And that's a whole nother thing is people that don't think this is a disease, come out with us on a Sunday. Just come out with us. I would like the people that don't think it's a disease, come out with us on a Sunday, help us do our thing, and then let's have the conversation again. And you can argue it however you want to, but it's definitely an epidemic, and it needs to be solved.
Right. Like, leave your little bubble and come see what the reality is and see firsthand what we're dealing with. And then you might change your opinion.
And not just the people that are on these boards and that they meet over and over and over and over again. It's great what they're saying, but they're not doing anything about it as far as I can see. Come out with us, help us clean up, help us see where the problem lies that you guys want to fix, because it's not getting fixed by them.
And it'll definitely open your eyes, I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
It's insane out there. We have a special guest today. Someone I've known for quite a few months now. He's an awesome kid. Are we being anonymous or not anonymous?
I don't really care.
Awesome. Okay, so we have Lee in the house.
What's up, Lee?
Hey, how's it going, bro?
Lee is in recovery and he's doing amazing.
Yes, I am.
So tell us a little bit about your story.
I'm so glad he is.
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too, brother.
So where do you want me to start? I mean, what do you...
Start from the beginning.
Whatever you want.
From the
Wherever you
beginning?
want. Yeah.
All right, so, I grew up in a little crazy family. Mom was in prison for a long time. My dad was an outstanding father. Awesome guy. He's one of my biggest role models and mentors and one of my best friends nowadays. But yeah, I mean, life was a little hectic growing up. I mean, I was jumbled around with family members. My dad fought for custody. It just sucked growing up without a mother. I think that was part of the reason why I had using problems, my addiction problems. So that's just a little bit about me. I have 2 sisters, 1 brother. I am the youngest. They're all awesome people. None of them have the same problems I do. So I'm kind of like the black sheep of the family. But, I grew up in Rochester, east side, west side. And then my dad ended up getting a house. Like I said, single father. He ended up getting a house out in Greece over near Charlotte. I ended up growing up there most of my life from, I think I was 12 years old or something like that. Yeah. About there, I grew up all the way through middle school, high school. I had a lot of good friends in the neighborhood that I'm still friends with nowadays. They don't struggle with the same problem I do neither. The only thing I could really say is I was a very active member in sports. I had good grades. I graduated high school 2011. Throughout high school, I would dibble and dabble in drugs. Dibble and dabble in marijuana. Obviously, I was smoking weed all the time, drinking. The normal high school stuff. Going out to parties, hanging out with girls, whatever it may be. As life progressed, though, everyone knows how it works. The belly of the beast. Addiction, it starts grabbing you hold more and more. The older I got, the more harder I got into stuff. So I would say probably about 2 years after high school, I started dabbling in Xanax and cocaine all the time, smoking all the time, drinking, partying. This was like an every weekend thing, and then it turned into almost everyday thing.
That's how it usually goes.
No, for a fact, bro. It's how it always goes. So then I ended up having a hernia. So I ended up having surgery. I ended up getting prescribed Oxycontins. Now, when I started doing those Oxycontins, that's when the whole game changed in my brain.
Oh, yeah.
It was over.
It was over quick. I mean, I loved it. I mean, I found my safe zone. I found heaven. I found everything that'll help me escape from reality. It made me feel good. It made me feel like I could work better. It just made me feel amazing. I mean, I felt wonderful. It made me happy. I wasn't depressed anymore. I didn't have no worries in the world. So, but see, the thing is, when the doctor gave it to me, I didn't take it as prescribed. I mean, at first I did, but I loved it so much. It was like instantly I just wanted to chase that. Like, that was the best high I've had out of all the other drugs I've done. And I've done probably damn near every drug possible.
That's what started me too, was the oxys.
Yep,
Yeah.
same
Loved
here.
them.
Yeah.
Loved them.
Loved them too, bro.
Smashing them 80s up and gone.
Exactly.
And then 4 hours later, boop, another one.
Yep, exactly. Doing like freaking 4 or 5 80 milligrams a day. It was ridiculous,
Yeah.
So, make a long story short, I ended up having that surgery. I, got into pills. I had another surgery right after that. Another hernia on the other side of my my body. So I got prescribed again. So, about prescribed like what? I think they gave me for 2 months I got 120. So I was 2 a day, 20 milligrams. So, I mean, at that point, dude, I was sniffing them, smoking them, whatever I could do,
Right.
And then after a while, I just kept, I just kept buying them. I mean, I didn't want to stop, and like, I would stop smoking weed, and like, that was literally like my safe haven. I found what I wanted to do, like I wouldn't drink anymore. I'd be like, oh, well, I don't drink anymore. So, this is cool. I'm just going to do pills, it's all right.
Right.
Trying to rationalize and the justification and minimizing as much as possible.
Right.
So, I did pills for about 2.5, 3 years straight. I mean, there was a lot of unmanageability in my life, but I just couldn't see it at the time. I was kind of blind to the fact. It was like I was able to hold down my job. I was able to hold on to relationships at that time. For the most part, I wouldn't say everything was, in my eyes, they were okay, but obviously in other people's eyes, they weren't. My family knew I had a problem, but I think at that point, they didn't have enough courage to step up and be like, hey, listen, we think you got a problem. It was more or less like on the sideline, like, and then after a while, they were just like, dude, we really think you have a problem. But, so when I was doing that, I ended up trying to quit cold turkey by myself. So I went to my grandma's house out in the reservation, which is out in Canada. So I spent like 3 weeks out there, did a cold turkey, did good. I mean, I suffered through the withdrawals. It sucked. Like,
Right.
I did it though. But then my check hit. So it's like, Grandma, I gotta go. That the addict mind starts
Right.
swirling. I'm like, that check hit. I'm like, I got money now.
Yeah.
So I got in my car and I drove all the way back from Canada, 3.5 hours back to Rochester. Literally, I didn't even make it home yet. I called my dude and I already had pills in my system probably within the first 20 minutes of being in Rochester. He was already waiting for me as soon as I came in. So, then after that, another bad road. I just kept going down it. I at that point, I really wasn't like doing anything too drastic. I was working really hard, and if I got sick, I would just try and figure out a way. I wasn't stealing or anything at that point. So then, of course, after a while, dude, I couldn't afford $200 a day habit, And so I got introduced to what we like to call heroin.
If you call it heroin nowadays.
So, I got introduced to heroin, and I'm not even gonna. I literally would only sniff and smoke the oxys, but I mean, I probably sniffed and smoked heroin for, I would say, less than a week. Ultimately it got me exactly what I needed to do. It was much cheaper. Instead of spending $200 a day, I was spending $50 on a bundle,
Right.
So, a week later, I got introduced on how to shoot it up. And that's when my life came into shambles. That's when everything started falling apart.
Right away,
And there's
too.
no going back. Like once
Yeah.
you shoot it up, that's
It's it.
Yeah.
It's like it. There's
Yeah.
And then, and then I learned how to shoot up cocaine at the same time. So I loved to speedball. And my thing was, doing them both together or just, doing coke, then doing heroin to come down because that was my thing. That's what I absolutely love to do. And it sounds really sick. And this is something that, bothers me nowadays is that I really think about it. But you know what I love the most about shooting up cocaine was the fact that I would throw up because of the hit or, I loved all that. Like that's sick to think about. Like, I enjoyed knowing I was going to throw up because that means I got a good hit.
So many of us love that though. Like you're not the only one.
Oh, believe me, I know I'm not the only one, but it just sounds so sick. That's like that addict mind,
It is.
We were just talking about how, and now I think so many people have to go to the bathroom as soon as they get their stuff.
Oh,
like
usually it's before.
Yes.
Usually it's before I do it. I gotta, because you're thinking,
Right.
Hey, remember, Lee, when we were in inpatient and you were telling your life story and you were like, you said the same thing about the bathroom thing, like how you would get, excited and stuff like that.
Yep.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
After you left, all right, we heard that you OD'd and everything.
I didn't, I actually, I didn't overdose. I ended up I didn't end up doing heroin. When I left inpatient, I actually got completely drunk.
Okay.
And I fell on my face all the time. I got so drunk. And apparently I took some sleeping pills.
Apparently.
I mean,
Allegedly.
allegedly, because I don't remember taking them because I was so drunk. So I think I took a bunch of Seroquel or something. And yeah, basically that's what did it. I mean, I fell on my face a bunch of times. I spent like a day in the hospital.
Well, yeah, when we found out about it, or at least when I found out about it, and I let the counselors know and stuff, they were all just they had high hopes and everything. And once I said that, they were just like they're glad that you were alive and stuff.
Right. I mean, I was definitely thankful to be alive. Obviously,
Yeah.
The scariest thing is that my sister's the one who actually. I was actually at my mother's house, and my mother, like I said, she's been struggling with addiction her entire life. Like I said, she's been in and out of prison since I was a little kid. So I was over there, and basically I was just around that environment, and I started drinking, and I had to turn myself in because I had a warrant.
Yeah.
So I was real drunk, and I'm like, let me call my sister. I'm drunk. I can go turn myself in now, And then by the time she got there, I was so smashed and like out of my mind. I don't remember anything. I guess apparently I took a bunch. I mean, obviously, I took a bunch of pills. I just don't even remember doing it, I guess.
Yeah.
Apparently she's the one who gave me those. She said apparently she told my sister I asked for them, but I don't recall asking for them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was definitely, I ended up going to the jail, and I fell on my face literally like 6 times in a row. That's how drunk I was, like face planted.
Oh my
So
God.
you turned yourself in drunk?
Oh, but hold on, I'm not done yet. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Hold on, there's more. No, so I mean, basically,
I like Lee stories.
So I mean, basically, I fell on my face a bunch of times, and I fell. I almost fell over. If anyone knows where that bridge is on South Plymouth, right next to the where the office is, where you can like pick up people's records and all that stuff. I ended up almost falling over the bridge because I was so drunk. Yeah, my sister like grabbed me and she pulled me back, and then the deputy came outside and he basically said he is way too drunk. He needs to go to the hospital. So I don't remember any of this at all. This is just what I was told.
Can I just ask you, why would you want to turn yourself intoxicated into a jail? Because once you get into the holding cell, you're not going anywhere and you're stuck.
I see.
You've never had a bad idea when you were drinking?
I don't think Donnie remembers.
Yeah, exactly. See, I don't really remember the bad idea, so that's my excuse, right?
Yeah. We'll stick with that then.
No, but I mean, so, I ended up going to the hospital, dude. I spent the night there. I don't remember any of it. I woke up in handcuffs, obviously, with, sheriffs sitting around me.
Nope.
So then I ended up going back to jail. So spent a little bit of time there, but to go back a little bit to where I was at before, you know, when I got into shooting up heroin, that's when my life started crumbling. You know, I was living at my brother's house. We had a house that, you know, I was living out of his house, but we were paying rent together. I couldn't afford rent anymore because I was spending all my money. I would get a $500 paycheck. It'd be gone by Saturday morning. I'd get it on Friday night. You know, so basically, you know, I lost my job. I didn't get fired. I actually quit because of my addiction. I knew how bad I had gotten. You know, I was extremely sick every morning. I knew I couldn't work. I did construction, so I was damn near like impossible for me to work. I was like just so weak every day, and I was miserable. And there was times where I'd have to leave work to go get high because, you know, just that unmanageability part, you know. So I mean, basically, I lost all the materialistic stuff. I lost my car. I lost the place I was living at. I lost my job. I lost my license. But throughout that time, I not only lost all those, I lost myself. I lost how to feel. I lost how to laugh, which is something nowadays I can actually genuinely tell you. Like, when I laugh, it's like an amazing feeling because I actually can laugh. Like before it was like, you know, now it's like a real laugh.
And it feels so good to have one of those too.
It does. Just a good old laugh, you know?
You can feel it.
Yeah. And like, I can feel my emotions now, you know, like before that's how I covered up all my emotions, you know, was masking it with drugs.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's done that. I mean, it's just a common thing that everybody does to mask all their feelings or just anything that's going on is drugs.
Right.
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. You know, I mean, it's probably one of the number one things people just don't want to feel, you know, no matter what it is. I mean, when I was happy, I mean, shit, I'd want to go use, you know, I'd be like, oh, it's a nice day out today. It's nice and sunny. Let me go get high because it's such a nice day. Or
any excuse we could come up with.
Yeah.
It could be good or bad or anything.
Dude, we're the best at it.
I stubbed my toe, so I'm going to go use.
Yeah. My shoe's untied. I got to go get high. You know, but yeah, to go back just a little bit, I just wanted to say, like, you know, heroin brought me down this really, 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 really bad road. I mean, every day I'd have to wake up. I was living out of my car at one point, homeless, riding around with no inspection, no registration. I had to get up every morning, sick because I would always try and save that last bag for the next morning, but it never happened.
Nope.
Never.
So, you know, I'd have to wake up, I have to go steal and, you know, I'd have to go steal, I'd have to go lie, cheat, manipulate, I have to go rob people, hurt people, whether it be mentally or physically. I just had to do things that I didn't want to do, but I
had to.
But I had to. I mean, I feel like it just took over me, like literally took over me. It was like, you know, I was like a whole different person. I've done some pretty bad things to some people that I can say, you know, that have been there my whole life and or best friends that have been there for me, and I've done them completely wrong. You know, it's a very hard pill to swallow because it's not who I am. It's what the drug kind of turned me into. You know, I mean, it's just a very scary road. I've been in and out of jails. I've been in and out of inpatients, in and out of halfway houses.
And aren't you sick of it though?
Dude, I am beyond sick of it.
And you're young, so you got a lot more to go with now.
Yeah, man. So my last time using heroin, I actually overdosed in the halfway house I was staying at. And you know, I had 5 months sobriety, and you know, I was depressed about something, and I got, you know.
No, it's you. I heard this story. You told me when we were in the inpatient that you're at the transit center.
Yeah.
And
but
one of your old, you know, people that you dealt with was there and was just like, and then, but you did have something going. I don't remember what it was, but that added on to it, and just having the, you know, that dealer there for you. Opened up the door. And
I'm not going to say it on here about really what the reason was, but it was something really, something bad happened in my life, and I just didn't know how to deal with it. And, you know, of course, being the addict I am, the only thing I know to cover up that feeling was to go get high, you know, like we just discussed a few minutes ago. So, you know, I overdosed, and of one bag. Luckily, I was found by my awesome friend Jason.
Hi, Jay.
So, and a few other guys in the house too. My buddy Adam, who's actually incarcerated right now, he's the one who actually brought me back somehow. He's the one who gave me mouth to mouth, and he's the one who like rubbed my sternum so hard the week after it hurt.
Has he talked to you at all about how I can only imagine how that affected him or Jay or like you. That's.
For me, I was very swallowed in self-pity and guilt, embarrassed, ashamed. All those emotions came across me. And I sat, there's a little bit more to the story. I overdosed, so I ended up getting saved. They bring me to the hospital, and I still had another bag in my jacket.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, of course, at that point, I was completely out of my mind. I really didn't even remember anything. All I remember is like pictures. Like, I don't know how the best way to describe it. It's just like pictures of like the moments happening as they're happening. So I went in the bathroom and did the other bag I had because, of course, being the addict I am, I didn't.
That obsession.
I didn't. Yeah, it already kicked. The belly of the beast already started coming out. The monster had arrived. So I was like, I can't let them find this bag, and I can't flush it. Like
Right.
who's gonna flush it?
That would be a waste.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing it in the bathroom in the hospital right after I just overdosed. I overdosed again within an hour and a half.
I know when you told me
my
that story, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
So
Isn't that crazy?
back to
Because
back.
I think, like, for me, I think about the amount of dope that I could do.
yeah.
But one bag.
One
like,
bag, and
took
that's
you
what's
down,
going
and
around
that's
these days, and
crazy.
people
Yeah.
need to understand that it's nothing good out there. It's absolutely horrible. So I ended up overdosing again. I spent 3 days in the hospital because I had pneumonia. Obviously, I had an infection in my lungs from throwing up from overdosing. Obviously, going back down into my lungs. Or
So you
whatever.
like aspirated?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, I ended up spending 3 days in there. And that whole 3 days, I didn't really contact anyone. I think I contacted my girlfriend's mom and my sister, I believe. And everyone else, I was way too ashamed to. At first I told myself, oh man, I just threw 5 months of sobriety down the drain and and I've had so many great people tell me like, you didn't, we're so glad you're alive and you didn't throw 5 months down the drain. You learned so much in that 5 months and we're just happy you're alive. And I can honestly take that with a grain of salt and just be like, you were absolutely right. Like, I feel like a part of me, I feel like I needed that kind of because I don't want to die today. I don't want to die. I have a beautiful family. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I have beautiful friends, and I've met a lot of great people along this journey of sobriety. My boy Donnie over there, Steph. I've met a lot of great people and very supportive people. And a lot of people that I've met, like, they're your real friends. They're not just your friend to like give you a ride because you want a bag or like, oh, hey, I got this or you got this. Or these are people that actually care and they want to help you. And if you're going through anything, they'll sit down and talk to you about something. And that's a beautiful thing. The biggest thing with me is that, it just brought me down the darkest, deepest roads, and I don't ever want to go back to that lifestyle. And if the heroin doesn't kill me, the lifestyle will.
Well, that's what
Right.
people say, people, places, and things. So you just need to change that whole routine.
Yep.
Even if you got to erase every single number or get a brand new phone number.
Right. No, I definitely got a brand new phone number.
Right. And being able to hold yourself accountable and talk about that now is so awesome.
Yeah, it took me a little while to accept the fact. So right now I think I'm coming up on 72 days clean from everything except
Nice.
cigarette.
Congratulations.
Except tobacco.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But there's something that spiritually changed inside me this time. I feel like there's something that I just don't want to die. I have so much to look forward to. I want to do this for myself ultimately, but I have so many people that I don't want to let down. I don't want to let myself down either.
I just want to say that I congratulate you on just saying the 72 days, because a lot of people will be like, well, you know, even if they had 5 months clean, say they used or whatever, they would still save 6 months or 7 months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, you manned up and you're doing the right thing. And that's the best part about this, is just keep moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, and you know, relapses, they happen. And ultimately what I've learned is that it is what you do about the action you take after the relapse. Are you going to continue to stay out? Are you going to continue to get back into life? Or are you going to get up and change something, actually change something, you know, because I've learned I have to change all my people, places, and things. That's one thing that I know for a fact I've done. You know, not only that, but you need to change how you think.
Exactly.
And that is the biggest thing with me, is that's one of the things I've been working on, is how I'm thinking, how I handle my emotions.
You're absolutely right, because the drug is just a symptom. It's like about changing how you think and your behaviors. And if you can't do that, then you're screwed.
Absolutely. And you know, I know everyone's not, you know, believes in a higher power. And, you know, my suggestion would be that's something that you should look into. Your higher power could be anything. It could be anything, you know, whatever you think that may help you. I know for me, I definitely believe in a higher power, because I'd be stupid not to, because obviously I'm still here on this earth for a reason, you know. I've had plenty of chances or times that I could have died or should have died, and I am still standing here, and I'm still able to sit here and have a conversation with you wonderful people. So to me, that's just awesome. Right now in my life, you know, I'm just working on myself, thinking about, you know, just for today, basically. I mean, you know, and nowadays when I ever have like a thought, because these thoughts, we're only human, they're gonna come. Like, you know, I've heard that we have 70,000 thoughts a day, and 70,000 thoughts a day, and 65,000 of them are negative.
Damn, you're a scientist?
Wow.
Something like that.
That is a really cool fact.
Wow. It's an article.
That is awesome.
So, I mean, that just goes to show, you know, we have negative thinking, and that's something that I need to strive for every day and work on. Like I said, something about this time just seems different to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was getting sober before, I would always kind of have in the back of my mind, well, eventually I'll be able to do, you know, one more, or
saving that reservation.
Yeah, I had a few reservations, and you know, the funny part is that like now I really don't feel like I have a reservation anymore. I think I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, I just don't want to live like that anymore. And you know, the thing about it is, both of my last relapses, they were like the worst case scenarios. And everything just went from great to shit, and like literally.
Oops. Beep.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I've been trying to control myself. I thought I've been doing pretty good.
He said ship.
You have been.
He said ship.
Right. It was ship.
Yeah.
Like, pirate ship.
Our matey. So yeah, I mean, nowadays it's been awesome. I'm actively a member in AA. I have a home group. I have a sponsor. I do service work. I'm starting the steps, and obviously, like you had mentioned earlier, about those guys that I had made them endure that overdose that I had caused upon them. That's going to be part of my, you know, amends. I mean, that's something that I need to, you know, break down with them. Not only did I jeopardize myself, but I jeopardized these guys too. And all these guys are awesome guys. And, you know, anybody that is struggling, you know, I want nothing but the best for you, because I don't wish this disease on anybody. Like, not my worst enemy.
What would you say right now to a person who's about to put a needle in their arm and they don't know what to do? What would your advice to them be?
My biggest advice would just be like, you know, run that tape back. You know, think about
play that tape out.
Think about where it has brought you, the places you've been. You know, think about the people that you've had to deal with. Like, you know, it's not nice people you're dealing with in the streets. I mean, it's obviously, we all know that. You know, I would tell them that there's a better life. I mean, you know, it's it's like the toughest thing in the world. I mean, it's one of the toughest things in my life I've had to do. And that's speaking the truth. I mean, I graduated high school really easily, but quitting drugs was really hard for me. I would just tell them one day at a time.
Put the needle down.
Yeah, obviously, put the needle down. But ultimately what it really comes down to is whether they truly want it or not for themselves. I mean, and it's a sad thing because, some people, they really want it and they can't stop. And for those people, I think that I would tell them they need to get into inpatient. They need to detox inpatient if that's what they need, or if not, just inpatient. But after that, maybe go to a halfway house. Maybe get a sponsor as soon as you possibly can. Have somebody that can guide you spiritually. Maybe go to church if that's what you're into. There's so many great programs here in Rochester that a lot of people don't know too much about. And if you just ask the right people, you can get more than enough people to give you the right guidance and the right help. Working the steps is something that I've heard it say by many old timers. It's designed for living. It's something that you apply in your life every single day.
Right. Even people who don't have an addiction problem would benefit from doing the steps.
That's funny.
I think, and for me, I tried doing the 90 and 90 when I first got out of treatment back in October, over a year ago. And I never found the right group. It's not, and I think everybody recovers differently.
Right.
But I did go to a group the other day with Karina Lee, and it was pretty cool. Or a meeting. Why did I say a group? A meeting. But it was pretty cool. I thought it was cool, Donnie.
I thought it was really cool
was a good
because
one.
the guy that was having his anniversary, I was actually inpatient with his daughter, and I knew his daughter before inpatient, but it was good to see a lot of people there and speaking straight from the heart. I mean, there's people crying and everything, just speaking from their heart and just putting more knowledge back into the person that's listening,
Right. And I think it's totally okay for people to have meetings be their thing, or church, or recovery fitness, or Be the Change, or whatever you need to do to stay on track. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, really, whatever it is. I mean, it's only beneficial. And there's something I wanted to say, but I really can't remember right now. So
that's what drugs do.
Give me
That's what
1 minute.
drugs do.
I usually have a pretty good memory there, Donnie.
Well, he's thinking of it. We want to remind everybody that we have our Addiction Awareness Walk coming up April 21st, where we will have our T-shirts there as a donation. You can get one. And you can go onto our website and get more information about that, www.hopedealersbtc.com. And as everyone also knows, Sundays we do cleanup and outreach from 9:30, 10 o'clock a.m., meeting at 10 Sullivan Street. And we work pretty much right up until 3:30. We also have an outreach location, which is the Father Tracy Health and Wellness Center, 821 North Clinton Avenue. And it's open Monday through Friday now, which is awesome, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then Sundays from 1:30 to 3:30. Woo woo.
And if you have any clothes or anything like that, bring them to 821 North Clinton, because we definitely need clothes like socks, underwear, shirts, jeans, everything.
Right. Men's sneakers and boots we're in serious need of.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Personal care items. We have a wish list that you can go on to on our website, hopedealersbtc.com. And it's a wish list through Amazon. And Wynn's probably going to kill me because I'm trying to look it up now, and she probably already has it right in front of her. But it is on our website. Did you remember yet?
I actually did. So basically, I just want to say, it doesn't matter if you have a week. I mean, in those meetings, you could help somebody that just came in fresh off the streets, and you could try and help them, tell them how you got that week. or say, somebody came in that's got a month, but you got 6 months, and you can always help the next addict.
Yeah, at that meeting that me and Steph went to, I can't remember the day it was, but either way, they had a guy in there that was, brand new, and they called him the newcomer, but they were also reaching out to him, giving him numbers and letting him know that, he's not by himself, that, he's got a huge group of people with him now.
I love the saying, in order to keep it, you got to give it away.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a huge,
Which is basically what we're doing.
right. Exactly.
Well put, Lisa.
And
Thank you.
and they also say, it's a we program. That's a we program. AAHANA, any of those fellowships. So I feel like, if you're struggling, just try and hit up one of those meetings. Maybe you'll find something that clicks. I mean, that's, and if you're
Find
really,
a new friend.
yeah,
Yep.
definitely find some new friends. Even if you love them, you're going to have to love them from a distance, because you know what? You can't ever love and care about somebody if you can't love and care about yourself first.
And that's a true fact, because that's basically what I was doing. I never cared about myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why I ended up where I was, because I just didn't care about life anymore. I really didn't. Didn't care about anything that was going on around me, nothing. The only thing I cared about was getting high, because I didn't care about myself. Like, I was slowly committing my own suicide.
And that goes all the way back to why we were numbing ourselves.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Awful.
Completely.
So we skipped right past the song today. We've just been doing
Jamming
our
out
thing.
there.
Sorry, I can be a talker.
No, we love it. We love it. Devin,
Yes.
so how did you like today?
It was very interesting
What did you get out of it?
that it's people do what they do because they got issues that they don't want to deal with, or they just do it because they're addicted. But it goes to show that no matter if you use or you don't use, that everybody out somewhere cares about you and wants to help, even if you don't want to accept it right away.
Don't you want to cry, Matt, right now? Just hearing your son say
I feel
that.
like I did a pretty good job with this one here.
I think
Yeah, you
think
did.
I think you did too.
You did.
And thank you, and you did an awesome job also.
Aw, yeah. They
Brownie
definitely
points.
did. I love when, people who, especially someone Devin's age, who comes out and experiences what's going on in the community, and he has something to say about it now. If something's happening in his school, he'll be able to take it back to his school, and that's such a huge thing, is reaching the kids who are going to be struggling with this. Like we've all talked about, we started off using in high school, or when we were younger, and that's how it starts. So at least if we're being honest with kids and talking about what happens, like, that wasn't talked about when I went to Dare in 5th grade.
No.
Like, I don't remember that stuff. And I'm brutally honest with my kids. And I think that's how we have to be.
I think we all are now, and everything that we've been to, it starts with the kids, and you have to let them know now, so when they grow up, they know what to do and what not to do.
They're sponges. They have to experience it, see it, do it, whatever, but they got to understand that, this is not a life where, and everybody thinks it's cool. You listen to the rap videos, you see
Right.
people dancing around, talking about drugs, talking about money, talking about jewelry, talking about this and that, and try to live up to that reputation. But there's repercussions of everything to that, like prison, jail.
Yeah.
And exactly,
death.
I mean, to the parents out there, get involved with your kids. I have not always been the best dad as far as sitting down with him and doing what I have to do. I work a lot, and I don't take the time. And I have been taking the time lately to sit down with your kids and find out what's going on with them, because they have a lot to tell you.
And
That's why
coming
you have a
out,
better half.
It also comes around to where kids won't believe what their parents say all the time.
And coming out to something like this when you're your age can be scary. I mean, this is a scary thing that we're dealing with. Going around picking up needles, seeing people living on the streets, that's not an easy thing to see. So the fact that you're coming and you're doing this and you're seeing it and experiencing it, that's huge. And you can go and make an impact, like Steph was saying, in your school with your friends. Like, you can be the start of something.
Devin, the creator. Wow.
And happy Easter, by the way, everyone.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
Such a great day. I'm so happy with how today went. And I'm thankful that you came on.
Of course.
You're going to have to come on again and bring the girl.
Yeah.
We're excited to meet her.
Can I give her a little shout
Absolutely.
out? Hi, baby. I love you, Alyssa.
There you go.
We can't wait to meet her.
She's awesome. She's a good soul.
Very cool. I'm sure she is. I mean, hopefully, will she be out for the walk? You guys should come to the walk.
I hope.
That would be so cool.
Is that the one that's locked up?
No, she's not locked up anymore. I actually went in and she got out.
Yeah, remember how you were saying that? You're like, watch, I go in and she comes
Yeah,
out.
that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, it was kind of a catch-21, whatever you call that.
That's funny.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm about ready to, I'm going into supportive living here soon.
Good for you.
I'm about to get my license back within a few weeks, and I got a car. So my life is slowly getting better, and not only the materialistic stuff, but I mean, I'm happy with who I am today, and I don't have any of that stuff right now, and I can say that I'm happy. And
that's awesome.
That's the most beautiful thing is like, you know, and now when I have any thoughts or bad emotions, I'm learning how to handle all that stuff, you know. Like, and that's just a beautiful thing, like learning how to change your thinking and learning how to handle your emotions and just doing the next right thing, no matter what it is. Just being honest, having integrity, like being responsible, being accountable. Like, all those things play a factor, you know?
Yeah, because
Right.
you're not lying to yourself. You're actually building yourself.
Yeah, and it's such a good feeling. And the only suggestion I say is give yourself a break, man. If you're an active user, just give yourself a break and come to the awesome side, come to the good side, because there's nothing out there good, man. It's just jails, institutions, and deaths.
And it's such a relief to just not have to lie
Yeah.
anymore, day after day, and keep track of everything. It's like, oh my God.
Well, we are out of time. The hour went super fast.
That was really, really fast.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Be the Change Radio. We love you, Rochester. We will check you out next week.
Be the change, Rochester.
the change.
Be the change.